guys, this is going to be another vlog of some random moments from some days over the course of weeks. The last 2 weeks of January 2023. So here we have one day after work. I was just wearing some mascara and nothing else. Put some glasses on you. And then I got a couple of shirts from Amazon this day, and I was so disappointed. I got these 2 shirts specifically for work so I could stop wearing the same 3 shirts over and over again. But this one was so ugly and looked like it was from the 17th century. And then the other one was just way too tight to wear to work. Maybe I would wear it to I don't know, somewhere with a bunch of girls, or to dinner, or to a bar, or with a significant other, or for a video or something, but definitely not for work because it was just too snug. So I decided that I would have to order this again in a couple sizes up because I do love the color and the material is soft, but can't wear it to work, you know. And next I'm gonna go live for a few minutes and show you my books. When your books from the book sale come. Gonna read so many new series, guys. This cover is so cute, simple but cute. Got some of these. Lament, because I loved it. Everlist, there's another book in this series I'll have to get. But I'm very curious about this. I love the cover. It's gorgeous. Okay, my Red Queen books came. She's gorgeous. She is gorgeous. Look at this. So beautiful. So excited. It's been a while since I read these. So excited. Oh my freaking goodness. Yes, it is, child. Normal People, Sally Rooney. I've been wanting to read this ever since I watched the show. So excited for this. It's gonna have me all in my feels. Midnight Sun. Oops. Why not read the Twilight series all out of order and start with Edward and She Thick? You guys, unboxing things makes me so happy. Look, this is a super freaking cool paint set. Oh my gosh. Watercolor. Oh no. Acrylic. what is this? I don't exactly know. But so then this you can fold into... But wait, there's more. Paint brushes. More paint brushes. But wait, there's more. I'm in love. Okay, and this day I was going to apply for my passport, so I put out a sticky note to remind myself of what I needed to do. And yeah, I put on some makeup since I knew I was going to get my photo taken. Ended up being a terrible photo, but oh well. And here I'm being goofy. Then I started reading the Cruel Prince trilogy, or the Folk of Air trilogy. So I took like a day to read the Cruel Prince, then another day to read the Wicked King, and then another day to read the Queen of Nothing. So I ate those books up so quick. I got takeout a couple times in these couple of weeks. They did give me a headache. I'm kind of sensitive, I think, to the like sodium and spices in Chinese food, which makes me really sad because I really like it. But yeah, I used to have Chinese food for my birthday dinners sometimes when I was a kid. But then I watched that 90s show, and from the first moment Eric came on the screen, I was so happy. It was so much nostalgia for me seeing the beloved characters from my childhood. I also got the Harry Potter books, which came separately than some of the other books. So I was looking at the pretty case and whatnot for those. The shiny letters, the case seemed to be in really good shape or condition, I guess, and very sparkly covers. As you can tell, I recorded my book haul video, and here's the thumbnail I put together for it. And I recorded another video of me just showing rare beauty products, rambling, doing mic triggers, etc. So here's some screenshots from that. The short nail scratching was something a little different I tried, but people seemed to like it, so I think that was cool. And here's just a little snippet when I was getting ready to film. I was kind of looking for a thumbnail, which I don't always do. Then I started reading Once Upon a Broken Heart. There were a lot of quotes I liked from this book, even though I didn't like it as much as the Cruel Prince series. There were still a lot of quotes that I just really liked. And then I started reading The Ballad of Never After, which is the sequel to that book. And there's a third book, which will be coming out this fall, if I'm not mistaken. So excited for that as well. And I also recorded my Fashion Nova clothing haul in this week. So I really liked this, putting fabrics on the mic, scratching fabrics, just everything. I thought this video turned out pretty well. So here's some screenshots from that. Be sure to check it out if you haven't seen it already, along with all the other videos featured in this video, which I guess is kind of funny way of doing things. But yeah, one night I had a glass of water in my alumni wine glass. This was one day I was salty leaving work because there was like ice on the windows, and I actually had to wait a minute before leaving for once. I recorded my Once Upon a Broken Heart book series review. That was fun. So here's some screenshots from that. I got a bunch of kombuchas from the store. I feel like I had too many of them though, because I started getting like a crampy feeling in my stomach. So I think it was a little too acidic or too much probiotics at once, because I was drinking them like daily for like a week. Then I recorded some really fun videos. So what I was watching video, a Gossip Girl reboots dissection video, and then I started reading Midnight Sun more, and I was eating that shit up. Like, I just felt so giddy reading it. I kid you not. So here is me reading Midnight Sun. And here I am getting ready to have some coffee. They were out of the normal kind that I normally get, so I got this stock cold brew. Instead, all I could find online was the black coffee, non-sweetened, so I couldn't get mocha like I normally get. So I poured some of that in my super cute cup, mug, whatever, with the beautiful business woman, earrings, hair, everything on fleek. Then I got this creamer. This is the first time I'm trying this creamer. I think I saw either this or something similar in one of Emily Marie's videos, so I was very curious, and I do like it. The caramel is a little bit much sometimes, and I feel like it was kind of like a sugar rush sort of, but it also was good. So I most likely will buy it again. I also did some stretching this day, which you guys, I actually joined a like stretching group at my work. Like, we're gonna try to do morning stretches every day we're in office and try to get office people to participate. So I'll probably talk about that more in a different video. But here I was just making some eggs and food. I have to clean my stove. But yeah, and then I chopped some tomatoes. Nothing thrilling here, just some grape tomatoes. These I feel like last a long time with the little cartons. A good deal comes in them. So I put them in with my little omelette thing. I also put in some like spinach, also some corned beef, and then some cheese. I actually took some of that cheese, most of that cheese off, and put it back in the bag because way too much came out, and I do not like that much cheese. So then I put that little mix over top of my semi-soft eggs, and was the finished product. It was super tasty, but also super hard to scoop up with one hand. But yeah, later I tried these Chinese donuts I got from the place I got Chinese food takeout from, and I melted some dark chocolate on each of them for like 20 to 30 seconds in the microwave. Dark chocolate from Aldi. And then I put some whipped cream on top, and it was very tasty. The dark chocolate did keep trying to slide off when I would microwave them, though. So here's the whipped cream. Do you ever notice how the fluffiness of the whipped cream starts to diminish the longer you have it? I've noticed that. But then I recorded my 2023 Lunar New Year video, and this was me watering my plants. Some beautiful green here, then there's a few brown leaves. These are my peace lilies, and they're very dramatic plants. But I went ahead and watered them thoroughly. You can see I watered them both from the top and the bottom without doing too much. But I checked them all and decided where to go from there. I have my plants in these little trays, so I can either water them from underneath or up top. So I check how much water they have left in them before deciding how much to give them. Obviously, sometimes the water is completely gone and dry, but today I had washed them the other day, so they still had a little bit, but I thought they could take some more. There's a dried leaf that fell off. As you can see, most of them are doing well, but there are a few brown withered leaves here and there. And yeah, here's more of that. Beautiful green. I also listened to Midnights this day. I was just in the mood for some like easy to sing along music while working, since I was working from home. Then later I started reading Midnights, but I got an email literally as soon as I got into bed, so I was salty about that. And then I sat down to really read it some more. I had a scrunchie in it for a janky makeshift bookmark. I was eating it up again, but I was also like, oh my gosh, Edward is such a mother freaking creep. But it was also just, I don't know, like I was eating it up. Like there's very much the annoying, she's not like other girls trope, but it's also just so comical. Like so many things from the movie make sense now, why he looked at her so weird in the cafeteria, because he was so salty that he couldn't read her thoughts. I was just eating it up how he thought she was so like strong and cared about other people's feelings and would always chime in when someone was picking on someone too much and side with them and agree with them just to get the pressure off of their back. And how he was like, oh my gosh, what a not human quality. So I was eating it up. And then how he thought she was so fragile, but she was also being very like spunky and salty towards him. And I feel like we didn't get that in the movies. Like I remember like 2 or 3 times she was mad at him in the movies. But besides that, like I just very much remember her being so like a sort of just like, I don't know, like flimsy around him, kind of. I don't know. But I don't know, kind of not. I don't know, it's hard to describe. But specifically, I think since I watched New Moon more, I just picture her like falling apart over him. Whereas in the first book of the first bit of Midnight Sun, at least, it's like she's actually very spunky and like giving him a hard time and whatnot. And I appreciated that the book is going slowly through the time when she didn't know he was a vampire, because I would hate if they just jumped right into her finding out. I like that it has a slow progression of her disliking him, or at least being really like rude to him because he was being rude to her. And I also just like that it's from the perspective of him. Most of the young adult fantasy books I read are from the point of view of a girl heroine, which I love. but it was nice to have just like a different perspective for once, and to have like a kind of oblivious guy perspective who like thinks he knows a lot but then is like shook all of a sudden by someone he just doesn't get. And yeah, he's very weird but also lovable, so I was eating it up. He was kind of pompous, like he was out there talking about how the rules didn't apply to him, and he was low-key being just like a creep, like worrying about her and trying to just acting like that meant he should just be around all the time. Like he was just a creep, but since it's a supernatural world, I'm, semi letting it slide for the purpose of enjoying the story. But yeah, if it was not a supernatural world, I would be like, ew, no. But since it's a supernatural world, I'm kind of eating it up, especially since he's going against his nature to try to protect her and get to know her, fighting against himself every day just because of how he feels for her. And with that, I have to take a sip of water because I really just went on a ramble there. But yeah, you can see my facial expressions reading it, how some of the stuff I'm like, yes, and then how other stuff I'm like, ew, what? So yeah. Guys, how's it going? How is it going? I don't even know how to hold this right now. I have my lamp next to me and some water. I'm just sitting here. Wow, dark, okay. I'm just sitting here watching. Can you even see me? I'm just sitting here watching Persuasion on Netflix. I know like everybody and their mom was making fun of this movie, and that like Jane Austen would be like rolling over in her grave. And I admit some of the lines from this show movie are so cringy. Like when she says, now we're worse than friends, we're exes, like what? And then when she's like, now we're worse than, or no, she was, now we're worse than something, we're exes. And then she was like, now we're worse than exes, we're friends. Very cringy and does not go with the like whatever century this movie is supposed to take place in. I don't think exes was even in their vocabulary back then. But I will admit, this movie kind of has me in a chokehold. Like, I don't know what it is, just like every Jane Austen movie adaptation, they do the nice nature pans. I guess just every period film, honestly. They do the nice nature pans, a good pan of a girl in a large dress that's blowing in the wind with a water backdrop and hook, line, sinker. Like, that is all I need. And I'm like, I fall for it every time. I eat it up every time. So this movie has me like super in my feels right now. Like super, I don't think I ever read this book, which I read like almost all of Jane Austen's novels, so this must be the one I didn't read. But yeah, she likes this guy, and she's told not to marry him because he didn't have any money, and they were like, you'd be dumb, like, you know, marriage is like an economic proposition for a girl at this time period. So she doesn't marry him, and then he resents her for it, and then he gets a bunch of money. Now he's back, and now he's like courting her friend, and like the whole thing is just a mess. I'm like, now I need to read the book because I don't remember reading this book. And I feel like I know I read Pride and Prejudice and Emma and Sense and Sensibility, so I don't know if I just missed this one or not. But I mean, the storyline does seem kind of familiar, honestly, but I feel like this story was also in Jane Austen's other work, so that's probably what it's from. But yeah, I don't know, it kind of has me in a chokehold, like I'm literally eating it up. It's just the nature pans every time. I'm like, oh my gosh. And the actress, what's her name? I can't even think of her name, but the girl who starred in 50 Shades of, I don't know, she's very, her name is so close, Dakota Johnson. Because I remember her from the meme with her being like, now Ellen. That's not exactly right. I'm pretty sure that's who it is. But yeah, I don't know. There's something about her acting I really like, and I also like how they keep breaking the fourth wall, and like she keeps like talking to you in the camera, and you're like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm really liking it. Another thing I'm also eating up is Midnight Sun. It doesn't look like it, but it's just because it's such a big book. But yeah, I might take this with me to work tomorrow, either this or the Fae book that I read the first chapter of and then put down for this. I don't think I'm gonna try to bring normal people to work because it's just so like explicit and real, like real life fiction type, that I feel like I would just be like blushing at work, I feel like, after reading that. But yeah, I don't know. I've been feeling really strange and weird lately. You might be able to tell in the vlog of the last couple weeks of January that I was just feeling kind of out of it. I didn't do a whole lot, although I did try to do some clips of some of the things I did enjoy. And yeah, I don't really know why I was feeling so off, but I think a large part of it is probably due to work, because isn't it always? Like, it's just so stressful for no reason. And yeah, gotta hydrate. But yeah, work is just too stressful, and I just keep thinking like I can't keep doing this. So I don't know, I'm trying to see how I can change this, because no, this is just unsustainable, and I'm tired of like putting myself through this I'm tired of putting myself through this every week or however often. But it's also like you have to be realistic and take care of yourself, so that's very frustrating. But yeah, I'm about to turn off my lamp and watch the end of this movie in the dark, I think. Also, a couple other things I think is the reason for me being more down lately. It's again, lately too, here I am stumbling over words. One, I think I've just been spending so much time alone, which is nothing new for me, but you know, again, as human beings, like, we're supposed to have a support system, human connection, all of that. And like, it's not a problem with me enjoying my time alone, because obviously I do. I feel like I enjoy my time with myself more than most people do. But it is like, okay, I need more human connection and good relationships and whatnot in my life. And I've been seeing that like since I started this channel, because yeah, I've always struggled with this. I had a very strict upbringing, you know, which shipped me out of a lot of relationships there. And then, you know, then it's tough, you know, you don't have experience and you're trying everything for the first time. And yeah, you know, and then the pandemic and just a lot of things. So yeah, I've been saying this forever because it's been applicable forever. But yeah, I think I know actually that I really do need more positive relationships in my life and just to be around, I guess like friends or whatever more. So yeah, there's that. Also, another thing that kind of like triggered me the other day was my mom sent me a video, link video, whatever, to somebody's post on Instagram. And mind you, I do not have my mom on Instagram. I have her blocked on Instagram for obvious reasons given our relationship. But yeah, she sent me this video of somebody making a post about their child on Instagram. And this specific person the post was about was this dude I had a crush on when I was in like middle school, who was in the church youth group, and I was all into, and I wrote about it in my journal. And then my younger sister read my journal, and then like I took it to my parents, and then my parents freaked out and like pulled me out of the youth group for a minute. And my dad like threatened the dude in the hallway and whatever. It was just very weird. Like me and the dude were not even friends at all. We would just kind of like look at each other sometimes, kind of like make eye contact. You know how you are when you're in middle school and you have a crush. At least back in the day. I don't know how middle schoolers do it today. Today they probably go right on up and talk. But you know how it was back in the day. Like we would just kind of like smile and whatever. But yeah, it was this whole thing, and it was just one of those things growing up where one, my privacy was invaded by my younger sister, and then my parents reading my journal. Two, they demonized normal human emotion, like having a crush on someone. Nothing was being done at all whatsoever. And they just demonized even like having a crush on someone in middle school. And so that goes into the like religious shame and religious trauma I experienced growing up that I've just begun to process in recent years. 3, they like, you know, made a big stink about it and put me out of youth group for a minute, which was like the one social thing I had at that point in my life, even though it was a very manipulated, forced group where it's like I couldn't pick the kind of people I wanted to be around. It was just a very specific type of people I was allowed to be around. So, or allowed to socialize with. So that brought up a lot of bad memories for me. And I specifically remember that, yeah, my parents just like hated this kid. My mom despised him. And yeah, for like no reason. He was very involved with the church and whatnot, so you would have think it would have been the type of person that they liked. But no, she despised him because he hung around a lot of people of culture, and my parents demonized my culture growing up as well, which is another form of trauma I've had to deal with in recent years. But and that goes into other things about people being brought up in self-hating environments, etc. But yeah, so it just blew my mind that she would even send me this video of someone that she didn't even approve of back in the day. And the video was like the mom saying how proud she was of her kid, how like she had prayed for this kid and how this kid had like come to like back on the path she wanted for him in recent years. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know, I don't care. But I was just like, it blew my mind that my mom would send me that as almost like, I don't know, I almost want to say like a bargaining chip, something to say like, look, so-and-so came back on this path that their mom wanted. Like, are you gonna come back on the path I want for you too? And it's just like, why would you even bring that up? You didn't even like that person. That whole situation is just a very sore spot in my memory where I had all my boundaries stripped and, you know, was not safe to experience normal human emotions and just be a kid, be a middle schooler. And yeah, so the fact that she would like bring that back up to try to prove a point or be like, look, it's cool, it's in to be back like this again, doing this again. Look, so-and-so's on a good path now when you didn't even like so-and-so before. Like, it just honestly made me so mad. I literally like yelled at my phone when I saw the message, and I didn't watch the video that was attached. I just skimmed some of the caption and was like, what? Like, why would she send me this? Like, it's also kind of weird to send the post, but like somebody's post like that of someone, I don't know, it's just all around weird. But yeah, that kind of triggered me the other day too. That happened like a few days ago, and yeah, that kind of triggered me too, because I'm like, boom, bad memory from childhood, plus my mom trying to worm her will around into happening and being how she sees fit, and I'm just like, no. So yeah, that triggered me. Work is stressful, and I haven't hung out with people in a while, so 2 weeks, but before that it was also like a week, but before that it was like 3 weeks. So actually before that it was the holidays, but before that it was like 3 weeks, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so all of that combined together just has been a recipe for me feeling really down and weird lately. I recorded an Amazon haul today, and I feel like I looked so gross in it because I would just, I don't know, I just felt kind of gross, even though today was like a good work from home day. Honestly, I feel like all my work from home days lately have been good work from home days because I've been getting other chores done and stuff too, and also doing fairly well in my meetings. So it was a fairly good day, but I still just kind of felt kind of gross. And yeah, I was excited to film the video, but I looked at it afterwards and was like, I kind of look gross and this is whatever. But yeah, and then with these vlogs, I feel like you're seeing the like unglamorized parts of my life as well, but I thought it still would be good to document and look back on. And I try to put in like positive things, like little clips from shows I'm really enjoying, books I'm reading, things I'm doing, etc. But yeah, anyways, I think that's enough for this little life portion. So yeah, hopefully the next clip I show is me putting together my dresser. If not, I'll settle for getting more laundry done, but we'll see. Place your bets. Okay, you guys, let me just say, I just finished Persuasion, and I'm pretty sure I did read the book. It was coming back to me while seeing how it I also watched some more of the Gilmore Girls revival. So, funny story. I woke up an hour earlier than I needed to today. When I set my alarm yesterday, I meant to set it to 5 minutes earlier. So instead of 6, I meant to, or no, instead of 7, I meant to set it for 6:55. Well, instead of that, I set it to 5:55 and thought it was the time I needed. It was not, so I got up an hour earlier and went to leave this morning. So it was completely dark outside. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm an hour early. So I came back to my place and washed a load of dishes and put in a load in the dishwasher and watched some of Book of Leo's videos, like book vlogs, and had some more iced coffee, and that's what I've been doing for the past hour. I also put on some tinted sunscreen moisturizer. Yeah, tinted sunscreen moisturizer. So you can very much see all my blemishes still. But normally I would have gone with nothing, but since I had a lot extra time and I have been breaking out a lot, I think hormonally, even though it's not my period. But yeah, I don't know, I've been breaking out a lot hormonally, so I did decide to put on some moisturizer since I had time. I do like the way it looks, like it doesn't cover anything, but it just brings some color back into your face, which is nice because my skin gets very washed out and pale during the winter. But yeah, I'm about to go. And yeah, I thought I would fold my basket of laundry, but the dishes took up more time than I thought. I'm so happy about this though, because usually when I get home, I don't feel like doing anything. I'm too exhausted and drained. And now I already feel accomplished starting my day because I did all that. Here was my quinoa chicken southwestern TV dinner meal for lunch, and I did read some of Midnight Sun. Here's my sweater. Warm, it's everything I wanted. I feel like work went really well today. There's some people that I just always feel so awkward with, and I don't really know how to talk to or approach, and I guess I was just kind of intimidated by and just didn't know how to approach. Well, I finally approached them today and was like, all right, we need to get this stuff done, because I've been trying to get this stuff done for months, but I just haven't been as assertive about it, so I haven't been getting what I needed from other parties. So today I was just more assertive about it. I was like, all right, let's do this. Like, what are we doing here? So I feel like that was good. Now they're like, all right, now they're kind of like, all right, let's tackle this. So I'm like, okay, good. Hopefully maybe we can get this done this week. Please, because I've been working on this particular thing for months, or trying to get this thing going for months. But yeah. And that's the end of January and the end of this vlog. Hope you could enjoy, and see ya.